Welcome everyone to Happy Gaijin stream. This time, I'm not in Japan. I'm in Spain, Seville. So I thought I'd bring you along to this not Japanese stream this time. A little bit different. I'm here with my friend Rob, food vlogger. Check out his stuff, his Gastro Rob, by the way, if you want to see what we get up to. And I'm going to turn the camera around. We're going to walk to a very famous spot plaza in Seville called Plaza de España, and we're going to stop along the way for a coffee because I just had a terrible coffee. It was so strong I couldn't have it, I swear. Anyway, let's turn things around, a little bit of a different view for you guys. Oh no. Have a Rob. Walk a lot slower.
I didn't realize you were filming.
I'm streaming and I cannot read and walk very fast and look at the traffic at the same time. It's a very warm morning. It's not even midday yet. Hi there, how are you doing back in the clay? Hope you're doing well. Yeah. I mean, this is Seville, so jaywalking is allowed, by the way. Don't judge. This is not a stopover, unfortunately. This is just a random weekend. It's about a 2.5 hour or 2 hour and 20-minute drive from Gibraltar to here. And we thought, hey, let's go somewhere different, right? And I know that the time is going to be a little bit weird one for streaming. I have no idea what time to stream in Europe. I know what times to stream when I'm in Japan, but not in Europe. Which way? You can talk.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm just saying this way.
Okay, I'm with my friend and he's very quiet. All of a sudden, I'm like, why are you like doing sign language?
I'm doing silent navigating. We've been following this road for quite a while now.
And if we see something in the next 5-10 minutes, just stop for have a coffee.
Second coffee, a better coffee.
We can get a coffee.
The last coffee was awful.
2:17 a.m. in the USA. Wow. California,
wow, really?
Right? And you're up and you're awake. I'm very impressed.
Oh, that you haven't gone to bed
Oh,
yet?
that's it. You haven't gone to bed yet?
Because last night was a good night.
Connection is holding steady. Good. So there's a problem with this software. Every time I try to change a camera, it crashes. So I'm gonna try not to change the camera. Yeah, that's it, Ellie, that's it. You're getting into the bath, watching me from the bath. Wow. I feel very honored.
End of shift, night out, partying.
Lots of eating, I'm sure. Clay is always eating. Ooh. It's nice in the shade. But check out the blue skies, guys. Isn't that pretty cool? Just gonna turn things around. By the way, hi everyone. I'm not swapping the angle of the camera because it keeps on not working. But I'm in Seville, Spain, not in Japan, as you can see. But check out this architecture. Ooh.
That's very cool. My brother has one volunteer left to get off the plane.
Only one? Wow. Hey, Frog Lady, how are you doing? Isn't this a little bit odd, Froggy? A stream not from my house and not from Japan. I thought it would be fun to experiment. I know it's not for everyone. And I know that the time might be a little bit odd. It's currently just coming up to 20 past 11 in the morning here in, I was going to say here in Japan, here in Seville, Spain. But yeah, just wanted to show you where I'm at.
This way, we've got a bit of a windy
Oh, nice.
bit here.
If you want to stop to see something, or whatever, tell me. Check out, and I'll stop. You know.
Yeah, no, cool.
The Barber of Seville. That's where we're going to now.
Gonna go and get a shave.
Muro de los
Yeah, this is the road we need to follow. But hopefully at some point along the muro.
I love all these terraces, little balconies with shades. I don't know if one of you could share this stream on the Discord. Maybe I can, or at least I can try. That's something that is very different to Japan, and that's the amount of cars that there are parked on the pavement or the sidewalk for you Americans. The sky is so blue.
It's hot even in the shade.
What's the temperature now? You know?
Let's ask. Hey Siri, what's the temperature at the moment?
It's currently 24 degrees.
Oh, 24, not
24
that hot.
degrees in the shade.
Oh, 24 degrees in general.
No sé qué hace sol, pero que tampoco me duele.
Let me just try. Look, there's a place there we
Go
can
there
sit.
for a coffee.
There, and I know exactly where we are now, I think.
You know exactly where we are?
I think so, yeah.
Well, we need
On
to
the
go-
right over here is where we normally in the Plaza State. The cathedral is on the right, I think.
That's an hour with the and all that way.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, Cafelito.
There, the cathedral's there,
Yeah.
I believe.
Carry on going down that way anyway. Just like I said,
A ver si hay un sitio para sentarnos. No hay. And inside no quiero estar con el hecho.
Pues claro que le han avisado el de...
See you somewhere else? I mean, it's
Sí, pero...
No lo han pagado.
Ah, sí, venga.
Siéntese, siéntese.
¿Seguro?
Deja aquí el vasito.
Vale, sin problema.
Es por como un cigarro con el café.
No hay problema, no hay problema. Y si te quieres sentar, te sienta con nosotros. No pasa nada.
Ya, pero me deja el humo.
No, no. Siéntate tranquilo.
No pasa nada.
Así que nada, lo que ha hecho el de
Okay, guys. I am sitting in Seville. Gonna get a coffee and a water, maybe.
I'm gonna have a water.
But I want a coffee
I'm
also.
gonna order your coffee with more milk.
Yeah, I had a coffee that was so strong earlier on. It was crazy. Just let's see if the chat is working. Because somebody say something in the chat. I know there's not many of you watching at this time, but just thought we could at least try, right? Let me try and share it to Discord. Anya, how you doing, Yuka? Daniel and Yuka, how's Yuka doing? Sorry, I tried to share on my Discord, but I wasn't very successful. Streaming from Spain, Seville in Spain, on my Happy Guiding channel. So very different, very weird time to stream, I think, for a lot of people. As I just realized now, in America it's like 2 in the morning. In Japan, and Japanese people might not be too bad. It's probably coming to the afternoon right now. So, oof, it's 24 degrees. It feels warmer though. I'm gonna admit, it feels warmer. For those of you who don't know, this is actually the hottest city in Europe that we're in. It's be hitting 32 degrees later on today, and it's only the end of May, coming into June, July and August especially, the temperature just goes crazy. Like high 30s, 40s, that kind of thing. Mid 40s sometimes. Sometimes they do like heat warnings. 6:25 p.m. in Japan. So for you Japanese viewers, not too bad. How's Yuka doing? She nice and big now with the baby? Girl on the way? Let me just ¿Está bien?
Para no molestarte.
No me está
molesta
molestando.
nada.
No,
Como está grabando, digo,
no, me está grabando a mí.
ya lo sé, pero que digo, no vaya a hacer que te
No,
moleste yo.
no.
No, que va, de verdad. Me estoy grabando a mí mismo, no.
Estupendo, maravilloso.
A la gente
Estoy-
de América.
Estoy
riéndose.
apuntando a mí. Baby bump is growing. Nice, that's a good sign. Obviously, right? You've checked there's not 2 there, right? We haven't ordered yet, no?
No, I'm not. No, it's come out.
I check this out. I don't know if I can actually turn the camera around because I've been having a problem with Prism. It keeps on crashing. I may have to restart the stream if that happens, but yeah. Have you actually streamed? Hey Japan. Daniel, have you streamed on Prism recently? Because every single time that I try to change the camera, it just freezes. So I cannot change the camera. I have to choose one or the other, and then I have to restart the stream. But maybe I can show you this way, and that is, maybe I can show you here. It says, there. It says, hay caracoles. There are snails. Snails, for those of you who like snails. Anyway, Alan, I don't know if I was able to share the if I was actually able to share the stream on Discord. But if I did, can you share it? If I didn't, can you share it for me? I tried. Meh. Oof. Maybe 16 p.m. issue. What's a 16? Oh, Pro Max issue. Maybe. Oh, the new version of Prism. I haven't checked. I'm gonna have to try to update it. I was streaming just a few hours ago with Prism. Switching cam is okay.
Toma, más
Con más leche.
Con más leche. Uy, toma.
Oh,
Yeah, it's spilled it.
15 Pro Max. Okay, I see. I'm on a 16 Pro, not Max, 16 Pro. I didn't want to have a big phone in my pocket. I had a big phone 2 phones ago, and I felt that it was just a little bit annoying to sometimes fit into my pocket. So thanks for sharing. Hey everyone who's coming in from Discord. How's everyone doing? I'm here in Seville. This is not Japan. Oh boy. Not Japan. How? What?
And how different?
But it's quite interesting because obviously when I am in Japan, I come over to places like Spain, and I have a little bit of reverse culture shock, and I hadn't realized how much of a reverse culture shock I actually get. But one of the things that I realized is, number one, the jaywalking. Like, people just walk across whenever they want. Red light, green light, cars crossing, bikes crossing. You just cross the road. People semi-use the roads like walkways, to be honest, which is kind of crazy. That's one thing that I noticed. Also, just what I'm doing right now, sitting outdoors and having a coffee outdoors. And a lot of people have told me in the past, I've had this discussion with people, they say, Nathan, but that wouldn't work in Japan, because in Japan it's very hot in the summer. And I'm telling you now, I'm sitting in Spain's hottest, or Europe's hottest city in Europe. And they have these sort of covers, awnings on top of us. Then there's plenty of shade. They've planted plenty of trees. It's very, like, this city is full of trees. They've Adios. They have things like little mist spray of mist water that they put in the restaurants.
They don't do in Japan, actually.
They do it in Japan a little bit, but not very often.
Even though it does carry a lot of microbacteria in moistened air, which is why it's not in humid air.
So yeah, I was in Spain last month. Awesome. Where in Spain were you? Pickpockets. I think in Europe, in general, you have to be aware of pickpockets. Always, you know? You okay?
Suddenly I had a freak out when you said pickpockets, because I couldn't find my wallet. I realized I had a bag.
Generally, in most European cities, pickpockets.
But I think you've got to be careful in all cities. Big cities, bustling cities all over the world. Right?
Not in Japan.
Because it has a certain order.
And in Japan, you need to be careful. Like, you can't let your guard down. Like, for example, if I am in a very touristy area full of tourists, I'm not going to trust the tourists.
Yeah,
you know?
I think it's the same everywhere, no?
Oh, you were in Palma de Mallorca, nice. The buildings look like Lisbon. A little bit, I guess, yeah. I mean, very Southern European, I guess. When I said jaywalking, there was a man jaywalking behind me. Perfect timing. Really, I'm gonna have to watch back and see. Oh.
I suppose that jaywalking in tiny streets is also easier than across great big
Yeah. But still, even in big roads, people don't care. No pickpockets in LA, really?
Really?
I'm very surprised by that. Back in the clay. Very, very surprised. So this is the plan today. After this coffee and the water that's gonna go in my bag, I'm gonna drink half of it now and half of it we'll go for the walk. We're gonna walk to Plaza de España, and Plaza de España is about a 25-minute walk from here, I think, more or less, probably. And it's very famous because it's one of the locations that they filmed Star Wars Episode 1.
Episode 1 or 2. It's one of the ones where Queen Amidala is walking down.
And it's the palace of Queen. What queen was it?
Amidala.
Amidala. You know the palace of Queen Amidala? This beautiful palace. That's actually filmed in the plaza that we're going to be walking to in a minute. It's a very beautiful plaza. It looks very cool, and they managed to convert that into the palace. So I'm planning to go back to Japan for a second time. If you could go to Okinawa, I would recommend it, totally, dude. The lake is Lake Como, I think, Clay, but the palace is here in Seville. Yeah, well, we're gonna go to the palace. Well, we're gonna walk to the palace, and hopefully you can get a little bit of a glimpse of the palace. It's very pretty, and it's quite big actually, and it's very pretty because it has these tiles lining the whole of the palace. You know. How do you guys like to drink your coffee? I don't like my coffee too hot, so I like to let it cool down a little bit. And that's what I'm doing here. Just gonna let it cool down for another 5 minutes. And then I'm the kind of person that usually drinks most of it all in one go rather than sipping at it. People that have their really hot coffees, they sip at it, you know. I don't tend to do that. Oh yeah, and the other sort of like reverse culture shock walking around here is that you could just sit down anywhere and have a drink. All the establishments have outdoor seating. I mentioned this before, you know, but everywhere there's so many little plazas, little squares with, you know, if even in little corners where there's no space, they'll find a way of putting a little table against a wall with some stools so you can sit down, you know, and have some things outside, you know. So, and I like that. I like the whole walking and
then all these little coffee places become bars at night.
oh yeah, and obviously these places that we're in right now, they become bars at night, you know. They do the whole breakfast service, coffee service in the morning, and then I would say they have lunch menus, or they do the lunch thing, but then in the evening it becomes un bar de copas.
Yeah.
So
Buenas.
Hola,
Buenas.
Gai.
Ah, ya te han servido el café.
Sí, yo ya...
eso es nosotros, eso es otra
Ya dentro de
persona.
las cogidas de esto, gracias.
Topless sunbathing. Very typical here in Spain. Very typical.
The Mediterranean.
I think, yeah. So also in France and stuff like that.
Yeah. Italy.
Very typical. Every time I speak to some of my American friends about this, they're a little bit like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it." Really? But yeah, very common to see topless bathing. You know, super common. Is it summer already in Japan? Doesn't the rainy season have to kick in? I know that it's officially started in Kyushu, but it has to hit Tokyo at some point, right? In the next 2 or 3 weeks. Vancouver has a famous nude beach, really.
Ooh.
I mean, there's plenty of nude beaches around here also. And actually, when I was booking the hotel, my friend doesn't know this. When I was booking the hotel, I was looking at some hotels, and there was one hotel that I nearly booked by accident that was a nude hotel.
You should have booked that one. Why didn't you book that one?
It was a hotel that had like a nudist area.
Okay.
Because the picture, and the thing is that the hotel didn't say it. It doesn't
But it
say
was
it. But when I went into the pictures, there was a picture of like a sign
Okay.
on the wall, and it said nudist area that way. And like,
Could have got rid of our tan lines.
we only had 2 or 3 hot days so far in Tokyo. It's kind of rainy right now. Okay.
More rain, more heats to come.
San Diego has a nude beach. I didn't know that the USA had any nude beaches at all. Black's Beach. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. As the sun gets hotter here and warmer here, the plan is to just wander around, go to the plaza, and then wander back to the hotel, and the hotel has a lovely, well, it might be early, no? That's the only thing.
On the way back from Plaza de España. Still got half an hour to get there.
Yeah. because lunch in Spain is very late. So places for lunch start opening at 1:30. But realistically, if you want to have like the buzz of lunch, 2:30, I would say.
Yeah.
If you want to like
three.
come to a place and see the buzz of people like eating and everything open and the full swing of it, you need to sort of like get a seat for 2:30.
And Sunday lunches, big family lunches. So they'll probably all arrive by 3 p.m. after mass. And
So, yeah. But the hotel that we're at has a rooftop swimming pool with a beautiful view of Seville. Actually, it's really really nice. So probably we'll laze by the pool for a few hours, and then this afternoon or this evening we'll head out for dinner again. More eating, more chilling. It's better. Still terrible coffee, but it's better. It's not strong. It's just not very good coffee.
where would we find the best coffee in Sevilla? Maybe somebody can send us some suggestions if they quickly look online.
I think it's a type of coffee that they're using. I don't know what it is.
They use a chicory-based coffee in Spain,
But yeah.
which is why it's so appalling.
And I have about, I think I was calculating around 6.5 weeks or 6 weeks. Yeah, 6.5 weeks for my summer trip.
Yay!
Onsen equals topless beaches. There are some onsen sort of like outdoor places that mix with the beach. Basically the natural hot spring is so hot that you have to wait for the tide to come up. The seawater mixes with the boiling hot spring and it creates the hot spring that you can actually bathe in. And I went to one of those in Yakushima, in an island at the very, very south of Kagoshima, where basically it was a proper natural hot spring. It was unisex, so it was men and women both naked, which was very, very interesting. I've told this story a few times, but yeah, some of these places they're sort of like you can only really bathe in these onsens. Do I have a Kyushu itinerary? No, but I mean I'll give you a Kyushu itinerary for sure. Maybe I should do a Kyushu itinerary. Kyushu is a little bit of an interesting one, Japan Ichiban, because there's a few places that are easy to do with the Japan Rail Pass, you know, like quite close to get to. But then there are a few places like Miyazaki and Oita, and even Saga, which can be a little bit tricky to fit into your itinerary, to make it into an easy itinerary. I know that Back in the Clay is also really into Kyushu, but I'll give you some ideas of what I've done in the past. I haven't done Kyushu as an itinerary. I've always done Kyushu as part of an itinerary. And last summer, I did Fukuoka, I did Saga, I did Miyazaki, and I did Oita. Those 4 places as part of an itinerary. But just bear in mind that to get from, for example, if you want to get from Fukuoka to I guess you could do it. You could do Fukuoka to Kagoshima, for example, or Fukuoka stop in Kumamoto. Kumamoto go to. What I would do actually, off the top of my head, I'll have to look at it a little bit more careful. But I would do Fukuoka. I would definitely stay in Nagasaki. There's some really nice things to check out around Nagasaki. But then I would head to potentially Kumamoto, Kagoshima. Kagoshima, you could then go from Kagoshima to Miyazaki to Oita, but Miyazaki to Oita is a tricky one. It's a little bit of a long trip, and then you could loop back to Fukuoka. And Saga, you could do as a day trip from Fukuoka if you wanted to. Just a little idea there for you. That sounds like your plan is similar to what I've said. But definitely I would say that that Fukuoka to Nagasaki is like a no-brainer. It's really easy, you know, super easy. And then Nagasaki is worth staying the night, you know, absolutely worth staying the night. Unfortunately, the problem with Kyushu is that you cannot really do Kyushu like you've been doing your trips recently, having one base to go and explore different areas, because the Shinkansen only takes you to Kagoshima and to Nagasaki, and any spots along the way like Kumamoto. So everything else is local, and everything else takes a long time to get to, which means that you're better off doing stop-offs. A little bit tricky, but it's also part of the fun. I think Kyushu is really beautiful, really amazing. And if you could even fit in Yakushima Island, oh boy, that place. Sounds like you don't have enough time to me with a JR pass, with a Kyushu pass. Would I recommend getting a car for Kyushu? I think yes and no. I think that you're probably better off with a car for certain parts of your trip. Because, for example, you cannot really drive. You cannot make it efficient to drive from Fukuoka to Nagasaki. That would take forever. It would take a very long time. You know, everything is very spread out. So, but if you want to, for example, in Miyazaki, you can get a car, and you could drive to lots of little spots that are worth checking out. That I had to do public transport, and actually I wish I would have driven. And I was supposed to drive that leg, but something happened and I ended up not driving with that problem with my eyes. So, but I think you could probably make it work. In fact, potentially, thinking about it, you might want to stay, and I'm just thinking off the top of my head, I'm not very sure if staying in Kumamoto might give you a little bit of the closest sort of like the closest way of doing what you normally do, of staying in one place and using it as a you know, like a launch pad. If you stayed in Kumamoto, you could do Kumamoto, obviously, you could do Kagoshima, and you could even do Fukuoka from Kumamoto. If you wanted to do it like that, I think. And would you be able to do Nagasaki? I'm not sure either. Yeah, crazy. I'm gonna use the toilet here. Do you want to talk to the camera?
No, really.
I'm gonna turn the camera, I'm gonna leave the camera running whilst I go to the toilet. Guys, I'll be back in a minute, okay? I'm just gonna put something a little bit more interesting, right? Like that. Okay, I am back and we're gonna get the bill and walk home. Yep. Japan, is there a 10-day Kyushu pass? I mean, I think that one point when I did the Kyushu thing, I used 2 passes because it was more worth it than getting the JR pass, if I remember right. So no cold beers at the moment. Later. It's not even midday, guys. I mean, to be honest, they should come up with a 10-day pass because that would make people potentially, you know, spend more time in the areas that are not the Golden Triangle, right? They kind of make it hard, you know, to convince people to go to these places. Like even the Tohoku pass is so limited in the amount of days. They should make it a little bit longer, and then people will be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to spend 10 days in Tohoku. Lo paga y me manda.
Shall I bag it?
¿Ya lo pagaste?
I'm paid by the bar already.
Ah, you've paid already? Okay. Then we can go. I thought you were going to pay.
Okay.
I was waiting for the payments.
So when I went for the coffees and the water, I paid.
Oh, easy. All right, we're on the
We're
move.
gonna go get another bottle of water.
Okay.
You want another bottle of water?
No, I have a little bit of water left. I didn't get the Tohoku pass exactly for that reason. You see what I mean? It just doesn't make sense, really. Go and explore the rest of Japan, but you only have 5 days to do it. But you can get a 2-week JR pass, you know? Anyway, I have now. Hello, Jamie. How are you doing? Yeah, I'm with my friend Rob. I'm not on my own.
He's not a Billy No Mates today.
What?
Not a Billy No Mates today.
Not alone this time. I'm gonna turn things around so you can actually see what I'm doing. Oh my god, the sun is so bright. Whoa. I'll just change the angle now in the shade because I literally can't see a thing on the screen.
Go there, into the shade. Go there.
See, I guess this is good practice for the sun in Japan before my trip. Woof. Let's see. Hopefully the camera will. Let's go. Stuck again. Let's restart.
Trying to see if we can cross and then get onto that shaded path. Because at the moment we're gonna literally.
I'm back. Every time I want to change the angle, the camera angle.
There's a crash.
It crashes. And I need to like not restart the stream, but rejoin the stream, which is annoying. But hey. These are definitely not the streets of Tokyo. Although I must admit, Sevilla's quite clean.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Yeah.
We're both pleasantly surprised.
Or at least the more like central touristy area is very clean. I don't see too much trash on the floor. I mean, there is here and there. It ain't Japan, but it's still pretty good. I wouldn't say, oh my god, what a dirty city, you know? Everyone's outside, under the shade. We're gonna go to shade, guys. Yeah?
That's so, my god. There's only one place to be in the sun. In a pool.
I mean, people aren't jaywalking here because they would die if they did. You know? Because drivers don't stop. Oh, it's so nice in the shade.
Oh.
It's like instant aircon. Is it humid? Not really. Huh? Seville is quite dry. It's a very lively city, especially in the late afternoon going into the evening. You start walking around and you start hearing people singing inside of the bars and stuff, like, or playing percussion instruments or clapping. It's very, very, very cool. But it's still very early. I'm sure that everyone that was partying last night is still asleep. Especially on a Sunday, right? I don't have a weather thing. Maybe I should. I don't know how it would work. We found a pub that serves beans on toast in LA, but is it Heinz beans? That's a question. Because if it isn't Heinz beans, it's not beans on toast. It's definitely shorts and t-shirt weather now. JJI, I've seen a few Americans that are a little bit like obsessed with beans on toast now all of a sudden online.
We're random, no?
Yeah.
I think it's a bit random, especially considering that beans as we know them is a cowboy thing.
They what?
Like haricot beans and the tomato sauce with beans in Chile. It's a cowboy thing.
Cowboy thing? Really?
At least that's what the movies told me. Because that we have anglicized it with a full English practice.
That would be an interesting thing to look into.
That's the idea. Beans in a tomato sauce and cowboy steak.
That would be interesting to look at because also the other way to think, I mean, it would be interesting to look at the history of the beans on toast and that. Because the other thing is that America, the USA, is quite a young country. So I wonder if we were having beans before them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely worth checking that one out. Ooh, really good.
People queuing up.
People queuing up for brunch.
But guess what? They're all tourists.
Yeah, I was going to say it's in
Every single
a bit
person
of a touristy area.
is a tourist. But I'm no. It's funny, you know. It's like it's all all tourists. But I'm a tourist
But we're
also, right?
tourists, yeah.
I'm being that tourist who's complaining about tourists in this very moment. How dare this place be so full of tourists? How dare it be so crowded? And you're the tourist there also, you know, like. Hey, look at the jacarandas. Are we going to walk all the way to the jacarandas?
Yeah.
Oh, those are beautiful. Wow. Cowboys, beans on toast, blazing saddles. Somebody says, my local pub is 500 years older than America. Something like that. It's true. So true. We're now gonna approach. I've said this a few times now, like how really my favorite tree is the jacaranda tree, more than the sakura tree. I've told you guys before. It's a beautiful purple color, and they bloom around now. Or they're towards the end now of the bloom, I would say. They bloom in the mid-May. Oh no, early May. And they last longer than the sakura. The sakura lasts like a week. These last a lot longer. Can you see them there in the distance? We're just getting closer. All the purple trees. They are like the sakura of southern Europe.
That's in America, really.
But in America, but this is where we drove by in the taxi, and you said, "Oh, look at the jacarandas."
Yeah.
Hey, zooming back to reality. check out. Can you see all the purple trees?
Ya está regularillado.
One here.
Ya hoy terminaba ya la
Check it out. Oh wow. They're a little bit overgrown now, but you get the idea, right? Look at that. Isn't that pretty, guys? Look at this and we have the floor full of beautiful. Check it out, guys. So yeah, if you wanna come to this part of the world, I think mid-May is perfect. The weather's lovely. It's nice and warm. Check it out. It's got a very, very similar sort of feel to cherry blossom. So you think, wow. They're just a little bit over now. They start blooming at the beginning of May, and they're gone by the beginning of June, you know. And I think that they're a tree or a flower that sort of tells us that summer's about to come. Because whenever it's jacaranda season, you know that the weather's about to turn and it's gonna get hot. Oh look, some of these. Oh, there's a metro?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a metro. No, a metro, not tram. A tram and a metro.
This is when we find out that there's a metro station right outside of it.
I checked, there wasn't. I wish. The guy behind just said, last night we went out for snails. We ate some snails last night. Those trees, huh? Beautiful, huh?
No shade.
Yeah, I think this is how different. I mean, if you go to Meiji Jingu, you know automatically how much cooler it is there when you're walking through that like avenue of trees. All of a sudden the temperature drops. Same thing. I've been back for 4 weeks, feels like a year ago, right? I know. Crazy. Feels like forever. Look at this. There's lots of fountains and that kind of thing around here. Look at, check that out. Can you see all the trees? Oh wow. There's a Jacaranda Festival in Australia. That must be so beautiful. But yeah, I think that I mean the difference with Sakura, I guess, is that it's very, very, very prevalent, you know? When you go to Sakura, it's incredibly prevalent. Jacaranda, you get these pockets, you know, where you usually get a mixture of trees. It's not just jacarandas. You get a few avenues. This park is very nice. Again, lots of outdoor seating in the shade. How nice is that? Eh? Do you want to have a
Do you want to sit there?
non-alcoholic beer?
Yeah.
Yeah? I'll have a normal beer.
No, I don't want.
My friend doesn't drink alcohol, so... What do you think, guys? It's now past midday, so
we're allowed, yeah.
Oh, let's do something. Let's go to Plaza de España on the way back. We stop here.
Let's have one now.
Okay.
Then
Beautiful.
we need a soft drink. A cool drink, sorry, not a soft.
Or maybe I'll have a Coke Zero. I'll save my alcohol intake for later. Beautiful. Here. Oh. You can see the jacarandas in the background. Let's see if I can change the camera without it crashing. Yes! No crash. It's a bit wonky. There we go. Yeah, so now I can read the chat a little bit more. It's a really nice place, guys. This city, even though it's super hot, it's one of these cities where you can just wander, walk, and you'll find these little pockets of shaded seating area. And in the summer, I wouldn't be surprised if they put some of that mist, some of that mist to keep things cool. But that's what I love about Sevilla. Ponme una cerveza, un tubo.
¿Como el mío o just?
Como el tuyo.
No, como el mío, no, uno normal.
A normal, I'm sorry, I'm speaking to my friend in Spanish.
Change your mind from your, I'm going to have a Coke Zero.
Well, yeah. I've been planning my October trip. Although my answer to Japan trip was sure. This is what we all have in common, I think, when it comes to Japan withdrawal. We all gather to to the Church of Japan withdrawal. Sorry, back in the clay, I haven't seen all the messages you posted before. Apologies. Some people can recommend places from GTA, I can imagine. Have a beer, life is too short, my friend. Enjoy what you can. The thing is that I know.
Una cerveza y una sin alcohol, por favor.
The thing is that I know that I'm gonna have a beer later, and I'm a little bit responsible. And I don't really drink that much, to be honest. Hardly. Like I drink when I'm in Japan. People think I'm all the time drinking, but to be honest, I don't tend to drink that much when I'm at home. When I'm out,
Even in Japan, you don't drink.
No, in Japan every single night.
Yeah, that's not that.
What do you mean it's not that much?
As in, like you're not getting absolutely plastered every single night.
No, I don't get plastered ever. I
But
don't
you'll have
think.
a couple of beers.
I'll have a couple of
Hemos
beers.
pedido, gracias.
I mean, sometimes when I meet up with friends, I have more than just a couple of beers. Like when I met up with Japanese with Alan, and when I met up with Luke. With Luke, it's definitely never just a couple of beers. But when I'm on my own traveling, I tend to have like 1 or 2 beers, maybe 3 beers in the evening. Try to find an izakaya by myself, you know. Nathan just finished watching a classic film, not fished on my flight, filmed in Gibraltar, really? A classic film?
Living Daylights.
Well,
James Bond.
I know that James Bond, Living in Daylight, was filmed. The entry was filmed in Gibraltar, but that's not a classic film, is it? Hey Caroline, hello from Seville. How are you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. I miss chatting with you. I miss our random meets in London. We always end up meeting in London for a coffee or something. I don't get plastered everywhere. Ninja Monkey 2025. I don't. I just get plastered with specific people. Oh boy. It's really nice here. We should plan something random, yeah. I've got to look after this trip. After my upcoming trip, I was telling my friend that, and I was telling Japanese Japan, that I think around the beginning of August, that's when even when I'm in Japan, when I'm traveling, I'll look at my finances and I'll see how I'm doing.
Normal para él.
Gracias. Bye.
Actually, that's quite good.
They put some little like summer.
Cheers, dude.
Usually I'm into these things, but right now I'm not fancying it too much.
And all the vases are Roku Japanese gin.
Oh yeah?
Bottles, all of them,
Really? What is it?
yeah. Roku Japanese gin.
Interesting.
All of them. I've been checking.
This is interesting for those, obviously this is a semi, Japan channel. This is not my main channel, by the way. He's looking at me like, semi-Japan channel? My friend's like,
No, this
are
is
you
your
crazy?
Happy Gaijin. Not your
So,
Ninja Monk.
they've used the Roku gin, Japanese craft gin, as a little thing to put the fake plants in. It's a pity, it would be nicer if there were real plants. But I guess there's so many seeds here that it'll be quite difficult to do that. Is it 500 mils? No? How big is it? 330 mils.
Like a can of Coke.
Street stream food. Late night play, sleep well, dude. But yeah, at night, the city is awesome. It's very, very lively, guys. Super lively. Michaela likes the gin. How are you, Michaela? I don't know if Michaela's watching, but hi if you are. What a lovely way to spend the Sunday. Wow. Actually, that's Plaza de España there, literally. You see the tower? See if I can turn things around without it crashing. And if not, I'll have to restart. Oh, and it crashed again. Are we there?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see the... Can you see that tower there, guys? Back. It was easier this time to come back, to be honest. You see that tower there? That's one of the towers of the Plaza de España that we're gonna go to, which is where that Star Wars palace scene was filmed. I'm gonna see if there's an update for Prism after this, or when I'm back in the hotel. Something, I don't know if a bird just did a poo on me, but I felt something fall on me earlier. Porcelain, yes. I mean, that's only the back of it. The front of it is spectacular, I swear. You'll see. Chupan, you just sent me a message. I'll look at it in a minute because it's just one of those things where... ¿Qué toma la foto? Ah. It's... I don't wanna jinx the stream by switching apps. I bet a beer would slap so hard. Ta-da! Okay, okay. I'm guessing you're having a beer. I don't know. You said snap, something snap. I saw that. This is a perfect city for day drinking.
I'm glad you stopped here. It's beautiful.
It's really, really nice here. I like, this is one of the things that I miss about Japan, believe it or not. The fact that, you know, it's very difficult to find outdoor spaces like this to have a drink. When you do find one, you're like, oh my God, let's sit down. No beer, just tea for me. Such a lovely atmosphere there coming through. It is a very, very nice atmosphere. And you know what I love about Spain is how family focused it is as a country. Or anyway, the south of Spain. Last night, even like at 11 p.m, you'd see the families eating with their kids, the kids playing in the streets. 11 p.m. at night, even into midnight, 1 in the morning in the summer, you'll see families, you know, having a few beers outdoors whilst their kids are playing, you know, and that's kind of nice. So, I mean, I guess that's a testament of, in a way, an aspect of safety, you know. Like, as long as your kids are sort of within sight, they're fine, you know? Wow, I caught a live bus in Japan. Just got to Tokyo, the 10th and final hotel on this trip. Wow, dude. Peace Prague. PS Prague. 10th hotel. I think I have 18 or 19 hotels in my next trip. And I have a few internal flights also in my next trip. And I'm live, but I'm not in Japan, which is kind of weird, right? An outdoor live, not in Japan. Kampai. What time was it? Somebody said it's, I missed it, 8:20 p.m. in Australia. Wow. Gazumi, 8:20 p.m. in Australia. The good thing about you traveling between Australia and Japan is that you don't get much jet lag, do you? Is that gin expensive, the Roku gin? Is it?
Yeah, it can be.
It can be? I've been doing a little bit of a daily vlog whilst I've been here in Seville. I'll try and post it to Happy Guy Gin soon at some point. A little bit of a different scene. But yeah, what I want to do really is I want to get to Plaza de España and show you guys a little bit of Plaza de España, and then I want to film a little bit of vlogging. I'll stop the stream in Plaza de España. I have to say, Japan has me sold out for any more international destination, but then I say Spain is one spot I would be tempted to visit, and I will go one step further. I mean, Spain is really nice, but Italy, I think is better. What do you think?
Whether Spain or Italy is better. Italy is amazing for all its own reasons. Art, architecture, history. But Spain is amazing as well.
I mean, I don't know. £34 a bottle in Tesco, that's not too bad really, is it? For the gin. Rocco gin in Tesco, £34.
Not bad. But Rocco gin is more expensive than our standard.
How much is it, like a standard gin?
We can get a bottle of gin for £10. That would be around £25 in gin.
Yeah, I think maybe it's because it's one of these things that I take for granted because I live so close to Spain. That I think, oh, Spain, you know, Italy is better. I think Italy I mean, they're similar but different in many aspects, you know? But Andalusia, this part of Spain that we're in, is incredibly vibrant. The white little villages of Andalusia, these cities, Seville, Cadiz, one of the oldest cities in the world, I think. Malaga, Granada is very, very beautiful. Seville, as you can see, is very, very chill place. Just be aware that if you're going to come here in the summer, it's going to be 30, 40, you know, maybe late 30s, early 40 degrees, 43, 44, whatever in the summer.
In Spain in summer, everybody that lives inland moves to the coasts.
Yeah.
Because it's so hot.
But Spain is a great summer place to visit. I think it's also a little bit different because, like, I've come here with my friend, and we've come here. I've come here so many times that I don't feel like I need to do any other touristy things. So this trip has been, let's just wander around, walk. Oh, we'll see a square, see somewhere to sit down, like we've just done right now. Let's sit down, right? You know what I mean? Like, oh, we fancy going and trying to get some homemade, like, cookies from the convent, and then we walk there for 20 minutes and it's closed. No problem, you know, like that kind of thing. But yeah, no jet lag from Australia on our 9-hour direct morning, early evening flight. But trip lag is real. Yeah, trip lag is different to jet lag. You're right, because you're in a totally different rhythm when you're on a trip, and then all of a sudden you're thrown into the rhythm of daily life. And even when you're on a trip, like when you go to Japan, you probably end up eating and drinking in a probably very different schedule to your normal home. And even though there's not much of a time difference, the thing that affects me the most when I'm traveling in Japan, when the first 2 or 3 days in jet lag, isn't so much the tiredness, because I sort of get over that, just get on with it. It's my appetite is all over the place. Like, I am not hungry when it's lunchtime, I am not hungry when it's dinner. I'm completely thrown off by that. Bowel movements, everything is like completely. I am in Spain, Tommy. Yeah, pretty cool, eh? But yeah, that's my biggest issue when I'm traveling to Japan. It's like I arrive and I usually meet up with a friend, usually meet up with Oriental Pearl. She has a lot more time than some of my other friends, and she's like, let's go for dinner or lunch or whatever, and she's like, what do you fancy? And it's always very awkward because I always say, you know what, I really don't care because I'm not hungry. And she's like, okay, we don't have to eat now. I'm like, no, we do, because I need to force myself into eating into the schedule, you know, like, so I have to force myself. I'm not hungry, but I need to force myself to eat in that schedule. It's really annoying, and because I find that at home I eat a little bit late, especially in the summer. Now I'll start eating a little bit later. The sun doesn't go down till what, 10:30, 10 p.m, like crazy here. So like tonight we're eating dinner at 9. The reservation for the restaurant is at 9. We probably won't finish eating until 10 p.m, you know, it's quite late. Do you think my circadian rhythm is off when you first get there? Definitely, 100%. But I can deal with that. I think. I think that when I'm there the first day, the first 2 days, you know, the excitement of being there, the getting out of the hotel, I live off coffee. It's fine. But definitely my appetite is just all over the place. And then I'll be like, you know what, I need to get something. I need to go to a conveni, like at 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. to eat something, because I am starving and I get hangry, and nobody wants to be around me when I'm hangry. Did you finish your beer already? How do you guys like sort of like deal with jet lag and that kind of thing? Being a music teacher, why not? Oh yeah, rhythm. I see what you've done there. Kazumi. I see what very clever, very clever. Jim posted a comment on Happy Gaijin thought. One of the things that I want to do, and I'm gonna actually, when I'm in Japan, I'm gonna try and set myself like an alarm or something every day, is I'm gonna try and do a little short every day or every other day whilst I'm in Japan on Happy Gaijin. The things that I'm getting into, the things that I'm doing or whatever, daily, like a little mini vlog, but daily, you know, like night. And he commented, are you in Seville are you looking for a barber in Seville? I didn't get it. And then I was like, ah yeah, the barber of Seville, of course. These are churrucas.
I love it.
Do you get these in your country? Wow, they're corn, no? Roasted corn? They're called churrucas. They're crispy, they're crunchy, and they're usually seasoned with like a little bit like of barbecue salt or something. They're salty, but they have a little bit of a barbecue sort of taste.
Amazing.
They are like corn kernels, right? But they're roasted. Really crunchy, and they're mixed with peanuts. So every now and then you'll find a peanut. What I find interesting now is that because I do so much YouTube, I do so much live streaming, I do so much vlogging, that people are looking. I really don't care. You know what I mean? As in, I'm so used to it now. But interestingly, this is interesting. I get less looks in Japan than here, because in Japan people are more.
Because in Japan, out of etiquette, people don't stare.
Out of etiquette, I would say people don't really stare. You're right.
Whereas in the Mediterranean, people stare and point with no care in the world.
Yeah, I think that you're right. In the Mediterranean, people will just stare. But it's funny because usually, like in Japan, I am the person that stands out because I'm, you know, the white guy in the middle of the Inaka, and if I'm doing a live stream or filming myself, people usually don't look, or they don't tend to react, and if they do, they don't want to be in the video to sort of cover their heads. And I'm very respectful. I always try not to get people in video. But here, like a few people have been watching me, and they've been watching me the whole time. You know, like
They've been wondering who you're talking to.
it hasn't been like a constant it hasn't been like a random, you know, like.
Perdona, ¿me puedo poner otro cerveza, por favor?
I'm okay with one
You've
for
still
now.
got.
Hey, I think the excitement wrecks me. I often can't sleep the night before. Then a 20-hour trip. Then I can't sleep the next night in Japan. Don't need much sleep. 5 hours a night. That was tough this time. Yeah, I'd say I think there's a few things that have happened for me when it comes to traveling to Japan and my sort of like my jet lag. Number one, I've got to the point now that I am pretty much traveling to Japan every 2 months, which is kind of crazy to say, you know. So I'm traveling to Japan every other month, more or less. I traveled in Japan. I did a long haul flight in December, then I flew back in January. I did a long haul flight in February. I flew back in February. Then I did a long haul flight in April. I flew back in April. Then my next long haul flight will be July. We'll fly back in at the end of August. Potentially there's a flight in October, November. And I think that what's happened really is that my body's finally sort of gone, okay, so this is what you give, this is what we have to deal with, right? And I'm just used to it. Like before, and I've traveled with Rob before to Japan. He came to it with me 2015?
2015, yeah.
2015 or 2016?
Around that.
Around that time he came with me once, and I am not at that time. I was a terrible person when it came to jet lag. I was much better. He was much better than me. I was such a terrible person when it came to jet lag. I was just like dying. But I just think that now I've just learned. My body's sort of gone, okay. This is life, right? Japan is so fashion diverse. They hardly looked at any new bold glasses. At my new bold glasses. When I got back to Australia airport, I was getting stared at constantly, but I love it. Yeah, I think that it's not just about, I mean, in a bigger city, I would say, depends where you come from, but I think that the bigger the city and the more populated the city is, the less likely people are to care about what you're wearing. Just because there's so many people and so many subgroups of people that sort of live within the city. And Tokyo is definitely, and Osaka and bigger cities in Japan are definitely fall into that category, where basically there's a sub group of people who are going to be punk. But because Tokyo has 40 million people, you know, that 1% of the subgroup are 40,000 people that dress up in punk, and you'll see more of them, you know, just because there's so many people. And when you come from smaller cities, those subgroups are just so much smaller that you might not encounter them as often, is what I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Hey guys, don't forget to hit the like button, and if you're not subscribed, then maybe subscribe for more random life in the life of a non-monkey gaijin. And if you're not subscribed to my main channel, then go and check out Ninja Monkey, guys. Sorry, 1% is 400,000 people, not 40,000 people. So just think about that now. Let's say that in Tokyo, 1% of people are into rockabilly, sort of like fashion. That's 400,000 people that are into that kind of fashion. So this is why, interestingly, when I was doing my research for the smoking video, if you haven't checked it out, check it out. My smoking culture video in Japan. Japan is actually sort of kind of average for smokers. It's a little bit above the Western countries in terms of smoking. But because I think it was something like 18% or 17% of people in Japan smoke, and the population of Japan is 130 million. So think about the amount of smokers that there are. If 17% of people in Japan smoke out of 140 million, it's like a crazy amount of people smoke in Japan. And then you get the fact that those 140 million, 130 million people, 90% of them live in cities, not in the countryside. Then it means that the mass smoking are in the cities. So it just makes it look worse than what it is. I don't know if that makes any sense. Yeah, there you go, Jamie. Like, subscribe, and join the Discord channel. And by the way, if you're all interested in food, my friend here, who's a little bit camera shy today, I don't know why, he just doesn't want to be in camera. It's fine, it doesn't matter. He's not feeling very well. But he's usually fine to be on camera. He's got an Instagram, YouTube, trying the last few months to get into it. His channel, his Instagram specifically, and his YouTube is called Gastro Rob, altogether, Gastro Rob. And he's doing little shorts about food and stuff like that. And if you could head over there and subscribe and write a little comment in one of his things saying, hey, Ninja Monkey sent me, or something like that, it would be pretty cool. He's trying, and he's trying really hard. I made a short video, Kazumi, one trip for my mates of me walking through a department store in full fly fishing outfit, net hanging of the rear of my fishing vest and hardly a head turn I can imagine. Kazumi is a fly fisher.
Oh wow.
So he goes to Japan and he goes for like 2 weeks or something, and he does his whole itinerary as fly fishing. And recently, I'm just telling my friend about you, Kazumi, and recently he said he'd caught a fish or something. I said, send me a photo, and he sent me a photo of some other place. He was around Fuji. It was pretty nice. And I asked him, so what do you do with the fish when you catch them? You know, I said, oh, we just throw them back into the ocean.
Because it's the sport of fishing.
Yeah, pretty cool. Because I was imagining Kazumi like doing a little campfire, like by Kawaguchi, like lake.
I'm suddenly in the sunshine.
I'm a fan of shisha bars in Japan. There's so much smoke. You know what? I don't mind shisha bars. I like shisha bars. But I'm gonna be totally honest. When my friend Drew got lung cancer, and now he's passed away, unfortunately, just a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, unfortunately, I'm just very turned off anything that goes into my lungs that shouldn't be going into my lungs. So
Thank you, Caroline.
Caroline's joined you. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yay. Caroline is, if you check her profile, she is one of the most amazing photographers that I know.
Really?
She is amazing, and she won't say it, which means that she's lurking, because she doesn't normally. She's lurking in the chat. She has incredible photography, and I keep on telling her, and she doesn't believe me, or she doesn't like believe in how good her photography is. And every now and then, when I'm in London, she comes to London, or she's already in London and we meet up and we have a coffee and it's fun. She's lovely. She lives in Amsterdam. One day I will go to Amsterdam, promise. One day. And one day you need to come over to this part of the world and I'll hang out with you in this part of the world. Why not? Like I tell people, anybody want to come down this part of the world, as long as you tell me with plenty of time and I can look at my schedule and I'm not in Japan. I had back in the clay, he came to Gibraltar to see me, but he didn't tell me.
And you were in Japan?
And I was in Japan. And I was like, he came from America to Gibraltar, dude.
You should have sent me a message and I would have entertained you.
¿Verdad? Yeah. And he came
that's so sad.
I know, really sad. And he came in August. In August, he said it was hotter than Japan. It was one of the because in Gibraltar we have these like 1 or 2 weeks in the middle of summer that are too hot. Yeah, Caroline, thanks. He said thank you, Caroline.
Perdona, acuérdate del 00.
I was talking about you, dude. You live in Amsterdam, right? Or have I got it wrong? I'm pretty sure you live in Amsterdam. I don't know, man. So many people now. But I feel like I know you well enough, although maybe I don't know you as well as I thought I did. Sorry. It's you. She's like, are you talking about me or someone else from Amsterdam? Like, for a minute I was like, wait a minute, have I got the wrong city? I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Have you been to Seville before, Caroline? I think you'd like this city for photography. You're into architecture, and this city has some interesting old architecture, you know. So, well, you were away from the live stream for a minute where I was talking all about you for the minute you were away. Jim Ross is in the house. Hey Jim, you sent me that.
C4 B. Say thank you.
Somebody also joined you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for going over and checking out my friend, Gastro Rob. What's that, on Instagram?
On YouTube.
On YouTube, okay. Cool.
Cool. Everything gets posted in all areas anyway. So.
Yeah, he posts on, it's funny, yesterday he's like, Nathan, I'm so sad because my last 15 reels have zero, my last 15 shorts on YouTube have 0 views. And I said to him, what? How, like, I mean, I know that sometimes it's very hard. You get like 1, 2, 3, 5 views when you're starting off. But I went into his channel and I noticed that all his other videos had 1,000 views. And I said to him, dude, you're doing really well. You're getting over 1,000 views for a video. That's very, very good. He said, yeah, I'm really sad because I'm not getting any views for these last 15 views. And basically, it was because the last 15 reels that he made, he had published as private. Yo estoy terminando, by the way.
Entonces lo voy a pedir.
Dile que la cuenta. Y nos vamos.
Y nos vamos de nivel de cultura de la cuenta cuando toca, por favor.
Oh my god, Ninja Monkey got a gifted membership to Happy Guy Jim. Thank you so much, Jim. I'm guessing it's you, Jim.
Gracias. Por favor.
Mira, ve que no esté en la
Se acuerda que te pedí una cena de alcohol, pero no creo que la
porque
apuntaste.
me acabo de acordar cuando me
No te
abrió la
preocupes.
cuenta.
No pasa nada, mira, ya estamos.
7:40.
Venga, gracias.
Un momentito. Ahora. No. Vamos, contando el nombre.
Vamos bien.
Well, Ninja Monkey will be able to enjoy the members only streams.
Ahora. ¿Copia?
No, sin copia,
Muchas
gracias. Ya
gracias.
pasó.
I know,
Gracias, hasta luego.
like another world. Ninja Monkey got a gifted membership. But why is it not? It's not appeared for me though, Jim. Well, I'm not streaming early as such. I'm just streaming randomly. It's different. Jim. It's just different. By the way, your membership thing hasn't appeared, but arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you so much, Jim. And I know that you did some membership stuff because I got a notification that Ninja Monkey was gifted a free membership. Thanks. And thank you so much for those of you who do support the channel financially. Every little bit helps. My trips can be a little bit expensive, and spending 6 weeks in Japan trying to make content, trying to film and put out content for you guys, you know, you might get it for free, but it isn't totally free. There's some kind of money element that goes into it from my side, if that makes any sense. Even getting to the places, even the time, you know, like if I do a stream, yeah, I love hanging out with you guys, don't get me wrong, but it's time that I could be having to myself also. So I appreciate it when people like Jim support with super chats or Patreon or memberships, you know. So Tommy Tran, welcome to membership. Thank you so much for becoming a Happy Gaijin member. And by the way, Tommy, what I'm trying to do, and I must say sorry to begin with because I am terrible at this YouTube thing. It's a miracle that I've got to where I've got on YouTube. But Happy Gaijin is supposed to be a little bit more of a chill sort of like YouTube channel where I do the vlogs that won't go on Ninja Monkey. The vlogs that are not necessarily Japan related. When I travel to places like Seville, trying to do like more like exclusive members reels. So those reels I'll be setting them up for members only, and I'll do a reel of, you know, if I see a really good meal that I'm going to eat, maybe I'll do a reel where I mention the restaurant, the name of the restaurant. I mention a super cool, interesting place that I go to. It's only for members, so members get like these special insights that other people don't get. So yeah, that's basically the idea between Happy Gaijin. I feel that with Ninja Monkey, yeah, I know you guys are invested in me, which I appreciate, but it's all Japan related. And Happy Gaijin is more like related to me, you know, what I get up to, where I go, what I do, so I appreciate it. I'm visiting a barber. I just went to the barber recently, so, but if I see the barber of Seville, I'll be running away from the barber of Seville. Right, we're all good to go? Or do you need a bit of reading time?
No, I'm good to go.
You're all down for that?
I'm just watching a video of somebody jumping off the top of the rock in a parachute.
Wasn't that in the summer?
No, it's today.
Already? Right. Oh, I've got the let's turn things around. My camera refuses to turn around, so I apologize. Hopefully when I get to the plaza, I can turn the camera around.
Hola. Hello.
And I'm not sure, are we still live, guys? I've had to restart the stream, and it says here that there are people here. Prism, why are you failing me? The chat is sort of dead for a minute. Just type something, do a smiley face or something, just so that I know that that we're live. Hey Philippe, we're back. Sorry guys. Yeah, Prism. Every single time I try to turn the camera around, it doesn't work. But anyway, I'm gonna not turn the camera around for a bit, or else I would have broken the stream 2 times. I don't want to do that in such a short amount of time. Unfortunately, you're gonna be stuck with my face for a little bit of time. Let's see if I can move things, change things. I want to try to yeah. But which way? How'd you get in? Wait, no, that. Okay, I was able to change the angle. How annoying. Note to self.
entrance.
Yeah. Look at the horses. It is, eh?
Non montiamo un po' sul cavallo for you later.
So big. Right, this is the entrance to the Plaza de España, and very soon you'll see exactly what I mean.
Sí, claro, la 4 este que está por ahí.
I'll take some footage of you.
Relax. Okay. Can you see? Yep. Ah, you can't just go there. It's you have to pay.
Oh.
There's a person there,
All right.
right? Sort of like.
I thought it was just basically you could turn up and do.
Check it out, guys. I don't know how much the glare is, but this place is very, very beautiful. I mean, this is an example of the whole like tourists all flocking to the same place, you know. Of course. Oh, there's some scaffolding, unfortunately. Oh, because there was feria.
Oh, but look at
Do you all recognize this place? Beautiful, eh?
It's the first time I've seen it with the boats in action.
Ah, see? It must be hot in Seville now. What's the temperature now, Rob? It's getting hot. It's probably going to be 32 today. Top temp. Maybe it hasn't reached that yet, but...
Oh, look at the little duckling.
Oh yeah,
28 degrees.
28
Look at the
degrees.
little duckling.
Yeah, I'm not going to put my camera so it falls in the water right now.
طب وهنا بس عشان اثبت المكان فاضي. بس انت ليه قريب؟ حاسه مش مبين الباك جراوند.
It's very pretty, eh? Shall we walk in?
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna finish
we
the
go all the way
stream
to the
around.
bridge?
Yeah, I'm gonna finish the thing there, and then I'm gonna come back to film with my other camera.
Pero... Andiamo!
Do you recognize the location where I am at? From Star Wars, the palace. You can totally understand why they chose this place for the palace.
The scene was around there. They filmed through the
Creo que era por ahí, por
through the
el,
archways later. And you see all the archways.
the arches and stuff like
Queen
that.
Amidala just walking past and the camera panning around.
It's so beautiful, this set. It's nice to show you something that isn't just Japan, guys. It's already 1. This is the thing, guys, there's tourists everywhere, all around the world.
Very.
I can't read. I can't actually read the comments because the glare is so crazy. But I'm gonna actually end the stream here. I hope it's been a fun one walking around Seville. Probably the next in real life stream will be from the streets of Tokyo in about 6 weeks time. I will try to schedule it. But thanks everyone for joining me, and I'll look at the chat after because it's so bright I can't actually see what on earth is going on. I put the battery saver and this is what I get now, a very dim screen as a result. But thanks for watching, stay positive and be a happy gaijin. Till next time, bye.